Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in and checking out my latest video. Now, today's video is going to be talking about a card going down in Edmonton, Canada, December 14th. I just want to highlight some of these really talented fighters on this card. I have the Tiger Management will be putting on this card. They have some terrific talent. If you're in Canada, you know a lot of these fighters. Really, really skilled fighters. So I just want to highlight a few guys to look out for in this card. So let's first start out with Artur Ziatiev. I definitely screwed up his name. I apologize for that. So he's 7-0 as a professional. He's got 6 knockouts. And what I like about him, he is Russian born, so he has that very good boxing schooling that he has come up with to bring into the professional ranks. And his aggressive style, he's a really good body puncher, and he's got a very good stiff jab. His right hand is also very good. He switches stances as well. Um, and he's just a real talented fighter and a guy who's very fun to watch. When you look at him, he's a guy that not only when he hurts his opponents, he finishes them right away, but he's super aggressive yet technical at the same point, and he's going to be really fun to see what he turns out to be as a professional as he gains experience. Now, the next fighter we're going to be talking about is Sadardin Akhmedov. Now, this guy I've already profiled on this channel before. He's a middleweight. He was 240 and 11 as an amateur, and he's a special type of talent. I remember saying this in the video that I did, that I believe he's going to be a future world champion. There's no question in my mind that type of skill that he possesses. He has hand speed. He's got body punching. He has excellent balance. Left hook to the body is vicious. He throws it like Triple G. He dips underneath shots. He does so many things very well. He's such a well-rounded fighter for someone with so little pro experience. Um, he's only 5-0 as a professional, and the experience he has and the skills he deploys is incredible in my opinion. I liken him to a talent that I first saw when I first saw Josh Taylor. I said this guy's going to be special, and I liken Akhmedov to a similar kind of caliber fighter that Josh Taylor has become. That's how high I think of this guy as a fighter, and he's got a fan-friendly style again, but very technical. He finishes everyone, and he's a good puncher, and he looked up to Arturo Gatti as well. So you can kind of tell what kind of fight game he wants to mold himself off of and who he looks up to and what kind of style is important to him as a fighter. So that's another fighter to really look out for. Like I said, a really, really special talent. Both of these guys, though, you got to watch out for. They're going to be making some noise in the sport very shortly. They already are doing so, but as they progress, they're going to be making international news, is what I meant by that comment. Now, the other fighter I want to talk about on this card is going to be Eric Bazinian, super middleweight, currently ranked number 4 by the WBO. Now, I've been knowing about him for a while because my friend Manny Montreal used to always talk about him. He had videos about him all the time, and he always promotes Eric Bazinian, and he really put me onto him a long time ago. And I got to see him develop as a fighter. And when you look at Eric as a fighter, he's a guy who has a very heavy jab. Again, like the other two fighters, aggressive style. He's got good punch variety as well. He uses a lot of different punches. You'll see Eric throw his left hook. You'll see him throw uppercuts. You'll see him have really good power in his right hand as well. His footwork, he gets out of the way at times. It's not amazing, but his offense and aggressive style definitely makes up for it. He's got a very, I would say, imposing build to him, a very strong young man. So he's a fighter originally from Armenia who came over to Canada, and he's learned under some really good trainers. He's with the Grant brothers earlier, now he's with Mark Ramsey. So he's just a fighter that is going to keep developing into a really skilled fighter, and he's already fought some interesting fighters. When you look at his resume, so his most recent fight against Francie Netu was a very good win for him because he absolutely disposed of Netu very easily, and I thought that was going to be somewhat of a tough fight for him because if you look at it, Francie in previous fights, for example, I was at his fight in Madison Square Garden against David Benavidez, who of course is a very good fighter right now, one of the best talents in that division at super middleweight. And Francie was giving him hell in that fight, and the referee actually bailed out David Benavidez in the fight because it was a very, very close fight, and it was a horrible stoppage, probably the worst stoppage I've seen of that year. And Eric Bazinian to go in there and dominate Francie Netu like he did goes to show you the type of caliber fighter that he is and why you really need to watch out for him. And you're going to see him in some really big fights soon because, like I said, in WBO, he's ranked number 4. So definitely keep your eye on this, guys. All these fighters are very good. You can watch them on Punch and Grace. They got some really good events. It's very cheap as well. So definitely keep your eye on some of these fighters that I'm highlighting here. If you want to look up another great resource in terms of listing off fighters and learning about fighters, I definitely think you should hit up Manny Montreal's Facebook page, his YouTube, read his articles on the Fight City. He really, this guy, I tell you, man, he knows all the fighters. And he puts you onto some great talent, and I can definitely thank him for some of these names that I've said in this video that I've really followed and enjoyed watching. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, guys, we got some really good amateur backgrounds in these fighters, and also we got aggressive style, we got skills though behind that aggressiveness, and we got some really guys that are going to make some big noise on the international stage. I hope everybody in Canada gets behind these guys. You know, if you're in near the Montreal area or in the Edmonton area, for example, in this case, go out and check these fighters out, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you once again for tuning in and checking out my channel. Thanks, guys.